have not looked the same all week long against Bradenton. So here's the first pitch of the afternoon. It's in there for a strike.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a quick live stream here of the Tiger Minor Report here. Just solo tonight. It's a Royal Haley Castillo here, presented by FanDuel. As yeah, this is kind of a big deal. Normally, we look at rehab starts. We don't think too much of it. This is Jesus Pinto, by the way, who is rising up a lot of our rankings, and a lot of people like him across the organization. Chris and I have been big fans of him, and a couple others as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna be on for a little bit, just talking about the state of the Tigers a little bit, only because I know a lot of people, there's ground ball, they're the short. The Flying Tigers have been playing pretty well all week, but really it's Troy Melton. All eyes on him, only because you saw what happened on Friday with Jack Flaherty's start. The walks, their control, the command has been an issue, and Melton is on his rehab assignment on his way back up. And so we'll see what happens. There was also an injury last night with Liberatores, who had some issues on his left side. And if you see that some of the exit velocity numbers and what have you, injury issues still might be lingering. Here's Max Anderson, who's also on a rehab assignment as well. And who knows, he might be handed up at some point too. And there's a strike there. But just want to talk just want to see the pulse of everything what's going on with the Tiger fans out here. And thank you so much for being subscribers. Thank you for being Patreon members if you are, or just follow us on various apps. We appreciate it greatly. But I mean, that start by Flaherty was concerning. Of course, Kyler Montero comes back and holds it down yesterday. And even though there's some hard hit balls, he was able to, didn't get a lot of swings and misses. Yeah, I think 7 total. Was able to keep the Tigers in the game. That's all that matters. And then Drew Anderson with the stash only. His numbers are getting better. They've been working on some sequencing, and his kick change is what we saw down here in spring training, good as advertised. But as far as Melton goes, Melton is really important to Tigers' plans, especially with Cleveland. Cleveland's not going to go away. Cleveland is currently in the standings, just a game up, I believe. They're a game up. They're 18-16, and the Royals have been coming on to late as well. They're not going to go anywhere, but the White Sox are hanging out too at 16-17. But you need all the healthy arms you can get. Ricky Velasco's been called up. Will Best is on the injured list. The Tigers have been devastated by injuries, but this is why you build up a lot of depth in the system. That's a good question, Rover. What role will Milton fit when he's able to return? He could be a start. I mean, I think he could be back. He should be back in the rotation. I agree with Mitchell here. It just makes a lot of sense. They might just ease him back and use him as maybe just to kind of don't want to overdo him a little bit. Maybe use him as an opener, but we'll see. But I mean, personally, I think he should be back in the rotation. But the Tigers are going to be cautious too. I mean, you still have Verlander, who is still coming back at some point. Here's, by the way, Zach McDonald off to a really good start. He's hitting the ball very, very well. He was working with lowering his hands a little bit, and he's been getting around the ball faster. And Side retired. So Melton will be pitching here in the bottom of the first against Bradenton. But yeah, Melton should be in the rotation. And it just depends on what they want to do with Flaherty. If Flaherty still has time to figure this out, I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's got a bunch of money on a contract. I know people just want to cut him and what have you, but it might take a lot for that to happen. We'll see. Mitchell, I mean, that's a good question here. Mitchell has how many more starts like that until he moves to the bullpen? I mean, really, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much patience they can have right now, especially with the way the division's shaping up right now. I mean, the Yankees are looking like the best team in the American League right now. The NL West has been really interesting division. Yeah, it would be so easy that to happen, especially with the way the Dodgers outfield depth is insane, man. Like just I saw a stat the other day about that, and just the amount of guys they have in their system right now. And the Tigers could use some more, not to say there's nothing wrong with the outfielders they have currently right now, but another bat or two would be nice on the higher levels rather. especially with, but I mean, you can talk about Brett Callahan. Callahan's been just killing the ball for Erie. Erie starts at 135 today. Been on a roll. The offense seems like it's figured things out, and Tyron Lorenzo is back, which is a big help for the offense. Now, just hopefully get some more pitching. Yeah, Stewart. Yeah, it's getting that bad, and it's just at this point, yeah, it is, and they have to figure out something with it. So Melton, if Melton's Melton like he was last year, we saw him in the minor leagues, then I think the Tigers will be in good shape. But man, injuries galore, and there's Melton here on the mound, taking the mound for the Flying Tigers, and we'll see how he does here. See what the velocity is looking like. So the first pitch here from Melton. Fastball, 95. All right, so there we go. 95 is good. All right, there we go. And yep, he got him on the tag. He got him out there. But yeah, one pitch, one out. And I remember last year, I think it was last year in Erie where he took a ball off the shin, and it was like deafening, like loud. And he was able to bounce back. And I remember asking him about it later on. He's like, yeah, the pain lingered for like weeks before the knot went away. Here's De Los Santos. This guy has got some tremendous pop in his bat for the Pirates, in the Pirate system. So far, it looks like just fastballs here for Melton. That was a nice tag. Yeah, just a regular day off, Mitchell for Yost, it looks like. It looks like he was trying to throw a breaking ball there. But so far, so good. I mean, again, it's just, I want to be cautious. But, yeah, I know. There we go. A ground ball. Good efficiency so far for Melton. There's 2 away. Like and subscribe, by the way. Thank you for everybody who's subscribed to our channel, and thank you for everybody who's subscribed to our Patreon. As far as Trey Sweeney goes, Rover, I don't know yet. I mean, I think the Tigers are going to try to be as patient with him as possible. But we'll see standout defensively wise who can step up in his place and what have you. But their infield talent is getting better and better. I mean, this is the deepest Tigers have had infield wise in quite some time, where I think Hayu Lee's done a really good job. I know the batting average doesn't speak for itself, but fielding, he's night and day. I'll tell you this right now. Like, just ever since the Boston, there's a strike right there. Nice pitch there for Melton. Ever since the Boston series, where it was cold, it was a little rainy, made a really good play at third. He's just been getting, this is Lakeland. That's correct. Yep. He's been really just feeling more confident out there. There's another strike, 95, pumping in 95 there to Garcia. He has looked more comfortable making the little plays like that, running in. The arm has never been an issue. It's just sometimes he doesn't feel it, or I'm sorry, it's never been an issue for him fielding it. Sometimes he just overthrows it and it just gets a little too eager. But I love his tenacity. I love his energy. And he's a guy, and it's like a pitch clock violation, I think. Yep, that was a pitch clock violation there. But for those who are not following along with the Flying Tigers, Pinto, McDonald, Ankley, it's a really good team. Yeah, and honestly, yes, Stuart, that's a good way to put it. Hailey's getting more on the flow. He's getting more confident out there, and he's doing his job very well. There's a pitch, and it looks like it was foul. Another player I want to mention, because we were talking about this on the Motor City Metrics podcast on Thursday, who's a role player, and everybody knows that he's a role player, is Winfield Perez. Has done a really good job. He's been hitting as of late. Seems like he's just finally finding a groove. That was a ball. 98 from there. There we go. 98 from Melton. Full count here on Garcia. See what Melton does here. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. Looks like the slider. And the slider's retired. So not bad. Not bad at all. No, we'll take that there. I know Tiger fans were excited about this. So go to the top of the second. And we have nothing score here. So like I said, I'm going to stick around for a couple more innings. And then Erie is at 1:30. So we'll be around watching games, what have you, all day. I might go to Sunday Night Baseball. Yeah, it just depends on the homestead. My backyard is a disaster, and so I got a bunch of stuff I got to do around the house today. A long week ahead, but I probably more likely will be there tomorrow and Tuesday down at Comerica Park. So if you see me around the corridor, come say hi. And we have a newsletter dropping tomorrow too for our Patreon folks. So that Patreon tier is for free. We drop the newsletter every Monday, and this also will be on our. I believe. Let's see here, Mitchell. I think is right. I want to say he was put a 60-day DL retroactive to late February. We do a live stream tomorrow. We have Boston tomorrow. There's just so much going on during the week. I don't really want to do it, but then I just can't think of any other day later on this week to do it because I believe Toledo's coming back home, and I'm trying to get down to Toledo, and gas prices being the way they are and everything. That's why the Patreon money is so important, and any donations we get, it goes a long way. Gas, I paid what, $4.75 for gas yesterday. John, I think they're going to probably either start them at 30 pitch. I think they're going to probably go either 30. Usually with these rehab starts, they're going to probably go maybe 30 pitches. So they might go a little more than that, but I don't see more than 30 to 40 pitches. We'll see. He could go more. I mean, 3 innings tops we're looking at probably. Thank you, Dan, for the $2. Much appreciated.
Exquisite.
Yeah, it looks a little cloudy over here in the Dearborn area. We'll see. I might just breeze through it real quick and just get it over with. Swing and miss there. But what I want to mention, though, Seth Hernandez allowing his first 2 home, 97, 98, and people were thinking, well, something might be off, but the guy can't throw 102 all the time. I think it was right elbow. Let's see, what was Troy Melton's exact injury here? Don't mind me, sorry. Elbow inflammation strain. Yep. So it was late February. So his IL stints can be coming here up shortly. So it was like right shoulder soreness at first, and then they got specific. The Tigers are very vague about this when it comes to injuries, and outside HIPAA laws, of course, they just want to keep things a little bit mystery. For example, I'm still trying to figure out what's happened with Trey Cruz, who went down with his knee buckled, and we haven't heard about him since. What's been happening with him? So hopefully there's a minor league report coming out, the injury wise. He is on a 40-man roster, but there hasn't been anything indicated on exactly what happened to him. 3-2 count here on Ankley. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly in there, and he draws a walk. Yeah, a 60 days is probably going to be expiring here in the next week or two. If it was late, I really want to think it was late February there when he hit the IL. June Warwick's up here. Top of the second. No score. And again, if you're just joining us, just watching Troy Melton pitch for a little bit, see how he's doing. As the Tigers rotation right now has been just decimated with the entire staff. The entire team, just injuries galore. We have a Torres yesterday left the game with left side soreness. We'll see what happens there. And Kevin McGonigal back at the horse again with got a single yesterday and a stolen base. And it was weird to see the Tigers steal many bases out there yesterday. They were very, very active against Jansen yesterday and were able to run on him all day. As somebody mentioned yesterday, Cole Keefe is a lot quicker than people think, and even myself admittedly, because the Tigers don't run. The Tigers were dead last year in stolen bases with 61. So, yeah, Stewart, yeah, the velocity with Vest was just returning, too. He was at 92, 93 beginning of the season, and then he started throwing like 97, 98, and you're like, okay, here's the Will Vest that we know. And then he didn't pitch for a while, and that was kind of a concern because there's a swing and miss there and strike 3 on Warwick. 1 down for the Flying Tigers. Yeah, the depth of the bullpen right now. I mean, Benasco has pitched really well in Toledo. He's got the best stuff that Toledo has currently right now. And Burr Smith's been okay. And like Burr Smith's been able to be fillable, but I mean, they signed a bunch of these guys for a reason back in December and January because batter is Carson Rucker. Because right now the arms that are in AA and AAA, the org arms rather, have been devastated with injuries. And so, I mean, Ham is just, I think pitched, I think it was Jake or I forgot who, somebody on our Tigers Discord posted that Jaden Ham has been throwing the backfields and he got roughed up a little bit, but Jaden Ham, he's not there. Andrew Sears is not there down in AA. You still have Ty Madden coming back a little bit, but his velocity's not what it was. And yeah, there's just a lot of guys in the upper levels that have injuries. And then you see Rainer Castillo in high West Michigan. There's no swing and miss there. Nice pitch there from Sterling, goes up on Rucker, 2-1. And you don't see where it is kind of frustrating definitely Ninjabee's well said. The lack of homegrown options in the bullpen is concerning because Yosber Sanchez looks like Rodgers going to turn 2. Yep, and they do. Yosber Sanchez, and also the velocity arms too. The Tigers don't really have a lot of guys that throw like 97 to 100 on a regular, consistent basis down the bullpen. They don't have any flamethrowers down there, and I'm talking like Erie. All 4 level. I mean, there's not really. You can sit there and say that about Moises Rodriguez and Erie, but as far as consistently goes, no, it is very concerning, which is why they went after all those arms. Like, I know it sounds like an obnoxious amount of arms they did, but they had to. They really did. And FCL is just starting. I believe it's starting tomorrow, so we'll get a chance to see what else is out there. But Jake Rogers is going to be starting against the Red Sox. Hey, man, with that knuckleball, who knows? But Vanasco has the ability to start. He was a starter in the Dodgers system for a little bit, so he has a 4-pitch mix. But I don't think he's going to start. I don't know what pitching chaos is going to be. Inches keeps everything close to the vest, and so we'll see what happens. But a chance to take a series before Boston comes in, and Boston's been picking it up ever since Cora got fired. That whole situation's just it's just a weird. I got thoughts about it, but another time, another day. So we'll see what Melton comes back out here to start the bottom of the second. And just looking at. But again, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon on your Sunday. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Mother's Day is already next weekend. Wow, it's already crazy how time's flying by in May. And may the 4th be with you if you do the Star Wars thing. I don't know if people do or not, but hang on. Well, Troy Melton. No, I'll show that a little later. So Troy Melton coming back for the bottom of the second here. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It is. You know what? It is Tyler Holton is starting today. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. I think Evan Woodbury tweeted out last night that Tyler Holton will be starting. He's been struggling a little bit out of the gate. 94 there. And it's 1-1. So, yeah, it looks like Melton's going to probably go 3 and then call it a day. Maybe go 2. We'll see. I've seen this too, that they've gone 2 innings and then switch. So back down a little bit, line forward. That's fine. That's what the point is. He's not clutching his elbow. Yeah, it could be a little mental thing, Stuart, but I also think he's been pitching a lot. I mean, the Tigers have really, really used him quite a bit in the last 3 years. There's the 96 there, tailing fastball going inside. And I also forgot too that you had Garrett Burhan, who was down for the year. Corey. Yeah, you want him to be at least serviceable. How's that not a strike? I thought that was a strike, but what do I know? I know the zone is a little bit different when you see it on TV versus the actual zone. And the payoff pitch. So swing and a drive to right center field, and it drops in for a base hit. It was hard to tell there for a second, but although Bradenton has some of the best outfield, best camera work out in all minor league baseball, honestly. For how much baseball we watch, to see a single A affiliate do the camera work they're doing, it's really professionally done. There's other affiliates that don't, trust us. So 1 on here for Bringington with King Jr. up on the plate. Don't know too much about the Pirate system outside of a few guys, so forgive me for not wax poeticing about Pirate prospects here. The Flying Tigers, by the way, the defending Florida State League champs, for those who do not know. 2 balls on strike there. It looks like he's been primarily sticking with fastballs, though, so far. So they might have a certain game plan for him. And that's how the Tigers are very strict on how, if you notice sometimes on certain things, they'll be able to, certain pitches will be in display. They'll be work on things. Fair ball. Yep. Nice play there. But, oh, man. No, man. So one thing about high A ball or minor league ball sometimes, kind of that error there. Extend the inning for Bringington. Now they have 2 runners on with no outs. That is yellow. Yeah, like a neon yellow. Today is national. It's their Hispanic Heritage Day for them, and they forgot the name of the team. They mentioned it, but that's why they're kind of going with a little more of a teal yellow, or a teal yellow, more like a neon yellow kind of thing. Let's do it with a very good question. Brisky was nasty in 2024. How many of these pitching chaos arms are still in the system? I'm trying to remember that squad. So, see here. That's a good question. Very good question. So if we look at the pitching, the original, the pitching chaos. I mean, if we have to start putting Roman numerals on this during the Hinch era. So we're talking about pitching chaos here. Montero is technically part of that too, if you think about it. Matt Manning, who was out for the year, Sean Gunther. Yeah. Velasco's there too, but only appeared in 2 innings. That was a hit there. It's going to score 2. Again, the results don't matter. It's Melton's doing what he's got to do. And the the Rotters are up 2-0 here. Ty Madden was a part of that pitching chaos. Alex Faedo, who's no longer here. Joey Wentz. So Gunther is still in the system, but I think he's currently, I want to say he's on the IL right. No. Gunther, I'll have to look where he's at right now. I can't remember. He's in Toledo, but I'm not sure if he's pitched recently. I did not watch Toledo yesterday. I was watching primarily Erie yesterday. Pulls it back there. Melton holding velocity there. 1-1. But yeah, the original pitching chaos idea is just, I mean, I like a set rotation. I'm a guy who likes his routine a little bit. And so not to have it kind of, but hey, the Tigers are being able to win with it. Swing and miss there. Nice pitch. 1-2. Nobody out here. Bottom of the second. Flying Tigers. And if you're just joining us, watching Troy Melton do his rehab start, then let you go about your day. Yeah. And no, Drew and Rover, good call there. It's like a little chopper. Man. You got a nice play. Nice play there by Warwick to get the out there. Yeah, Drew Anderson stepped up really well last night. The mustache. Since it's just the mustache, no 5 o'clock shadow, no nothing. He's been very effective, and I was reading that he's been working on sequencing, so that's a good thing. Pingas should be back, and Sammy Pingas should be back in Toledo at some point soon. Erie's so shorthanded starter pitching wise. I mean, that's why a lot of Lockhart's down there. The starting pitching for Erie should be, they're missing 3 guys from last year. Burhan, Sears, and Burhan, Sears, and why am I drawing a blank all of a sudden on Jaden Ham? Yeah. They're missing 3 starters right now. So they are, it's really between them and Toledo, it's just been injury upon injury, and Rainer Castillo's not stepped up yet like I thought he would. I thought Rainer Castillo would be in AA by now. But by the way, I'm talking about the Flying Tigers here. And there is a pitcher that wants to be in Double-A by the end of the year who we had a chance to talk to. And if you go to our website, tigersmlreport.com, and we had a chance to do a translator because Kelvin Salcedo, who's never done an interview before, we talked to him a little bit. My Spanish is good, but not his Spanish is a little different. We had a chance to talk to him. Salcedo wants to be in Erie by the end of the year, and he's had a pretty strong start so far this season. He just made his Lakeland debut last week, I want to say. Yeah, last week. So we have his start on our YouTube page, and he's got a good arm, and hopefully he can advance pretty quickly through the system. The 1-2 pitch outside there, 2-2. But it looks like he's sequencing well. Looks like he's trying, just the command's a little off, a little rusty. But again, it's expected. 2-2 again. Looks like a wild pitch, and the runner will advance to third. Full count. Looks like he was trying to throw something off speed or a breaking ball that got away from him. Yeah, so the offense is coming their own. It's just the pitching is just, the injuries are just, it's bad. It really is. And that's why you can never have enough pitching, as cliche as it sounds. I'll repeat that till, probably going to gravestone someday. You can never have enough pitching. Full count for Melton. 1 out, bottom of the second. Marauders are up 2-0 on the Flying Tigers. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a foul again to the right. Driving up that pitch count. So this might be the last thing for him. We'll see. Otherwise, like I said, we'll stick around until he leaves the game and go from there. What you enjoy about your Sunday. It's supposed to be 60 degrees here in the Motor City. Nice swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good pitch there from Melton, and it's 2 out. Yeah, Sammy, Jacobs is good. And somebody was mentioning Caleb Lees is off to kind of a rough start, but his first 2 starts were kind of rough. But it seemed like he's figured things out a little bit, but it's going to take some time. And that is it for Troy Melton for the day. So they are going to take him out of the game. And that is it for Melton. So we'll stick around for the end of the inning, and then we'll call it a day. But I will have this up on our Patreon. So for those who missed it, and we'll have it on our YouTube. Basically, I'll have it anywhere I can post this here. So bottom line for Troy Melton for today is 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. And he threw, let's see here, 32 pitches, 24 strikes. So it was 30 pitches. Okay, so he threw 2 over what he expected him to be. So no problem at all, guys. It was just a last minute idea. I forgot that. Not I forget, but essentially I thought about it. I was like, Chris had a birthday party to go to, and so with his son, and I was like, screw it, I can do it myself. And no problem. I'm getting used to doing podcasts solo. Sometimes I always like having somebody here to kind of bounce off, but the chat's been very active. So, and yeah, you can find this. This will be posted on our Patreon here probably in the next hour or two. And I'm gonna go cut the lawn. Huzzah! But we'll stick around for the bottom of the inning. And also, there's gonna be a newsletter tomorrow for those who are not subscribed to a newsletter. Gonna be a little more breakdown on Ben Malgeri's good start, and we're gonna be looking around the system and look at the Tigers. We also include the big league club too as well. And Riley Green, I said this on the Motor City Metrics podcast that I thought he'd be a top. People thought it was quote unquote a hot take that he was gonna finish top 3 in MVP because I based it on the fact there's gonna be a smaller strike zone. I thought his approach in spring training was a lot different. He wasn't swinging for the fences, and so far it's been looking good. He had a nice hit yesterday. Just putting the ball in play is all that matters here. And here's Gomez, who believes this is his first season in Lakeland. Like, he has a very unconventional throw to the plate. Just kind of like, put the hand, slaps his hand back in the mitt. The way he steps up. Interesting prospect here for the Flying Tigers. A guy I have to kind of look at more often here. 95 from him. Yeah, no, Pex. Yeah. John Peck has been hitting the ball as of late, tearing it up. Him and Callahan have been really, really good for you. The Erie offense is coming alive at the perfect time too. So that they just really needed that to happen. Their pitching has been streaky because they have just not been able to have any healthy arms. Let me just here 32 pitches, 24 strikes. Sorry, I'm doing my tweet here. Don't mind me while I'm doing two things at once. 2 hits, 1 earned run. Okay, and 2 strikeouts. All right, there we go. So that is out. But yeah, we'll stick around for just a few more minutes, and then I'm going to get the grass done. All right. Yeah. No, and Stuart, the thing about Riley Green too is that he even taking more pitches too. He's not, that uppercut swing is still there, but it's just like he's finding a way to just get the ball and play, and that's all that matters. And I think, when your dad's a swing coach and you have like those, there's always going to be little things he's going to do to work on his game. And the fact that people kind of dismissed it as like his strikeout rate's significantly lower, but he's only 25. Folks, this is a team that's really relatively young. And so that's a thing you got to remember about this team. For those who have watched the 90s Tigers, the 2000 Tigers, the 2010 Tigers, those who have watched baseball for a while, it is a different type of mindset when the Tigers have players that actually can cultivate and bring on their own. So it's interesting. It's just, to me, really, I think the minor league system is as deep as it's been in a long time. And so, but all right, folks. Well, I'm going to go here. If you want to watch the Flying Tigers, go to MLB.tv if you want to watch anything else like that. So as far as the rest of there's a fly ball from Goodman here to left. As far as the rest of the minor league schedule goes today, Toledo will be underway here at 1:05. Erie plays at 1:35. West Michigan on the road in Cedar Rapids against a very good Cedar Rapids squad, and that's a 2:05 start. And the Tigers, of course, Sunday Night Baseball on at 7:15, and join us there. And then we'll, like I said, we'll be back live streaming tomorrow. Brandon, myself, and Chris will have a big announcement tomorrow involving our future of us. We'll be going. We'll just leave it a surprise. But we'll be joining a esteemed group of people. But thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for listening. If you're well, obviously you shouldn't be listening if you're watching this. But yeah, this will be on our Patreon here shortly. Have yourself a good afternoon, and stay classy, everybody.